So, my pieces of fish have been marinating for like 45 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. Good afternoon. It's almost evening for me. I had a long day of work. It's been warm. Not because it's super warm outside, but because my office kind of lacks climate control, so it kind of gets hot quickly. And then we got talking about food. Like what's for dinner tonight in the office. And from that I came to the idea to fire on my fireplace / grill kind of thing and put fish on it in like packages, like steamed fish from the barbecue. So that's what I'm going to make today. So you need fish. I have here a piece of salmon, a piece of salmon, and a piece of cod. These are from like a fishery. And then you need a spring onion, small tomatoes, a lemon, more tomato because I just have these left, a fish seasoning, black pepper, dill, olive oil, and sunflower oil. This one is salted, so that's why I don't use extra salt. So, let's start. Good. Let's start with the salmon, because I make that... Wait, there's something in the way. Good. I make that more often. But first, we put this away. And we get cutting ingredients. I will use everything for both fish, even though they are completely different fish. Doesn't matter. A knife. Let me get a knife. This time I will use like a smaller knife because it's easier. From the spring onion, I always get like the first layers of like, well, what are it? Layers of? Layers of layers. Just layers. Good. Get the bottom. All right. Then cut the roots off. I got like this, and then you can slice it in rings. Alright, so I got to the point where I have to get off like a second layer. And this, apparently. To continue with cutting a clean, nice, smooth spring onion. You can basically cut all of it. If you got a small spring onion, cut two. You can use quite a bit actually. Ooh, it's kind of teary, this one. That's good. Right. So, the amount of spring I have. So, about this is what you can use for two fish. Just mix it like the big pieces and the small pieces together. Yeah, nice. Alright, so now it's time to continue. Just put this aside, you need it soon. With the lemon, continuing like this. Just cut slices like what, well, 3 halves. So per fish, 3 halves per fish, so 3 slices. Am I doing that right? 6, 3, yeah, it's 3 slices. 1, 2, 3. Make sure to get rid of the seeds. 3. And I cut them in half. So you're left with 6 half slices. And put that aside as well. Right. The tomatoes. Maybe I have enough with 2. Just cut them in half and then in quarters. And if you can, in 8s. Like this. I think you got plenty with 2 small tomatoes. Actually, I'm quite sure. If you can cut them in 8s, like if you cut them in 4, you may need 4 of the tomatoes. Great. Now we did all the cutting. It's not that much effort. Let's put that away. Put to the back. All right. The salmon. It's on skin. And I will start with rubbing it in a bit of olive oil. Rubbing it, not physically, just pouring it over. Not too much, but make sure it's covering the entire fillet. Then seasoning. Start with fish herbs. It's kind of hard to show you how much I put on it. Let me bit more. Yeah. Then it's time for, in this case, freeze-dried dill. Better use fresh one. Like just a pinch. Like this. Yeah. And then some black pepper. Not that much, just sprinkle, but not cover. Then, ooh, I forgot some garlic. I need more garlic. Wait, where is my garlic? There. Garlic, how could I forget garlic? Okay, so what we do is 1 clove per fish. You just cut it over the fish, like a bit out of sight, but a bit much actually. just in slices, in this case, is fine. You could also use a garlic press. Just add it on top and in the oil. Right. Tomatoes go in at the package when I wrap it. Same as the lemon. But the spring onion, I use half of what I cut. That I will use in the marinade. Great. And then we top it off with sunflower oil. Yeah, I know I got a huge amount in my hands, but yeah, convenient for other uses. Alright, now we gotta get our hands dirty and rub it all in the fish and then turn it over. So the skin is up and the salmon, the fish itself, is like covered in all the marinade. Now I'm gonna wash my hands. Now the salmon is marinated. Now we're gonna start on the cod fillet. And we do exactly the same. We do some olive oil to sprinkle it all over the fish. And not forget to cut the garlic again. But we will add it later. Alright. Again in slices. I used a bigger cloth for the cod fillet because the fillet is like double the size, so it can use more garlic. Alright, salmon, you can use quite so much seasoning really, because it needs to be salty, you need to get through. With cod fillet, you can use a little bit less, otherwise it's overpowering. So once again, now fish herbs. Let me so. Yeah, this should be plenty. Good. Then again, the dill. The same amount as at the salmon, more or less. Pepper, same with the salmon, more or less. And the garlic on top and in the oil. And the spring onion. I now have a little bit left. I do that on purpose too, to add some fresh ones on top when they get in a package. Good. Now getting hand dirty again and rubbing it in. Wait, no, I forgot the sunflower oil. Again, top it off, just like the salmon. Good. Well, because the fish is much bigger, the bowl is much fuller. But again, turn around this fish as well, not because it's on skin necessarily, but to get the marinade in throughout. Good. That was the fish in marination. Let them sit for like half an hour maybe. Depends on what you prefer and what time it is. So I choose like half an hour before I put it in packages. In the meantime, I will make a green salad. So I will be right back. Right, So for the green salad, I need very simple lettuce, tomato, cucumber, olive oil, red wine vinegar, and some salt. And a bowl to put it all in that I forgot. When don't I forget something? Good. What I often do with lettuce like this, because it's been in the fridge for a while, I take off the outer leaves. If you have like rabbits or something, they like this. Alright. Then we don't need the entire thing. Let it be clear. 1/3, plenty. And then I will cut it in strips. I think this time I could also cut it in like cubes. Not that you will see much of it when it's a salad, but for like, you know, how it moves, how it feels. This time, strips. Get it off, like loosens. Alright, tomato. First through half, then through 1/4, then through 1/8, and then I will just cut them horizontally. So you got 4 cubes of 1/8 of a tomato. Alright, through half, through 4ths, and through 1/8. And then horizontal. It's a nice thing for Dora the Explorer or something. Good. Cucumber. I will put it in whole slices this time. And, well, about this thick. Just up to preference. How much cucumber do you want? You don't need an entire one, I suppose. You could. Make sure you wash all your vegetables before, by the way. Good. It now ends up the dressing at the very last, once the fish is on the grill. So, my pieces of fish have been marinating for like 45 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. And now we're gonna wrap them in the packages. I got aluminium foil laid out in front of me. Big sheets, like big. And then first, with our hands, we're gonna get the fish out, the salmon first, and put it with the skin on the foil. Get any garlic, spring onion off the top of the fish. But do add it with your fingers from the marinade around the fish. I've been so fussy today. Like I bumped my shoulder into a doorknob. How? I just bumped my toe. Alright. Now, this is done. Done. The is on. Some oil. Now I am going to wash my hands. You gotta wash your hands often during this dish. Alright, now we are going to make like a bit of a ball of the foil by folding the edges around. Leave a flap so you can fold it over. Right. When doing that, add some of the oil you used to marinate. Not all of it. And then it's time for the cut stuffs. Put the in 8 cutted tomatoes around the salmon. And yeah, no, around, not on top. Then put 3 slices of half lemon on top of the salmon. And use a bit of fresh spring onion that haven't marinated. Like on top of the salmon too. And then it looks like this. Nice sunlight. Now we're gonna complete folding it. Good. Alright. You do that by pulling the flap open and fold it around the edges you created with making like a bowl. Make sure the oil can't leak around it. It just did with mine. So close it off well. Good. 1 package done. Now it's time for number 2, the cut. The cut is so much like bigger, but also vulnerable than salmon. You do the same, you put the garlic and spring onion you used in the marinade around it. Make sure the oil doesn't leak off your counter. Otherwise you're covered and the floor is covered. Good. Washing hands again. First, making a bowl again. Folding the edges. With the size of this cut, it's a bit harder than with the salmon. But it's doable. Leave a flap. Alright, then use some of the oil and sprinkle it, add it, not all of it. Then tomatoes around and on top. You can put it with the cut, you can put it on top. The lemon slices, 3 of them on top. And the leftover fresh spring onion also on top. And then you're left with a similar one. Oh God. Now we're gonna close it again by folding over the edges, making sure the oil can leak out. Which proves difficult with this one. Try not to squish the fish like I am apparently doing. Oh my God, there's so much oil leaking out. What am I doing? Alright. This ain't salmon is easier for me. Yeah, it's leaking. It's leaking. It shouldn't be leaking. Okay, when you can't get it to stop to leak, put it back in the oil for a bit. Get like a towel because oil everywhere, and get like a fresh sheet of aluminium foil and wrap it around the sheet you already used. Like an emergency. Alright, so put it on top, fold it, and fold the second sheet, and then you got 2 packages of fish, leaving that a bit until my fire is like hot and nice. In the meantime, I will like put a bread in the oven, like a baguette, and wait until I can put it on. I baked a baguette, or like 2 small ones, cut some fruit, put some garlic butter and potato salad on like a plate, and now it's time to make the dressing for the salad. So let you put there and get my salad bowl. Now I put this mostly on feeling, so a sparkle of olive oil, a sparkle of red wine vinegar, like half of the olive oil you use the vinegar, like 1 unit oil, half vinegar, and then mix it. And then add a little bit of salt. Some add like a pinch. Some add like pepper. But I don't like that. Right. That done. Back under the fly cover. Oh, alright. And now, first, we're gonna this salmon on top of the plate, because salmon takes about 12 to 20 minutes to cook on a barbecue, and cod only takes like 8 to 10 minutes. So now it's time to wait like 10 minutes before we put like the cod on. The plate is quite hot. So what I did is, after like 8 minutes of salmon, I put the cod on. And I think 8 minutes more, then both 8 to 10, then both would be done. Really, I think so. If you're in doubt, if you had like big pieces, like thick ones, take the longer time. My pieces are quite thin, relatively. So yeah, it's kind of guess since you can't check. But hey, gotta try. It's a little over 10 minutes now, and I quickly got like an oven tray and a spatula, because this is hot. You will burn yourself if you get this by hand, so don't. So let's get them. 12 minutes in, and I checked by getting them out and whatnot, and the cod wasn't entirely cooked yet. So I decided to put both fish back on the grill / plate. After 5-7 minutes more on the plate, I will now get them off because I'm sure they're done. And I will show you how it looks. So this is how they look in the foil after I unwrapped it. They're definitely done. And it smells so great. I will now get these out with a spatula, I think. Let me try if I get it working around. And plate it with green salad. And then you'll see the end. So this is the end result. The salmon and the cod, they were both perfectly falling apart basically. With the green salad, dressed and all. Enjoy for myself. It's late, almost 8:30. Well, late for Dutch perspective. In Spain it's early. Perfect timing. Like, not gonna lie, it tastes great. Thank you so much for watching and like and subscribe. Like YouTube.